Workspaces and After Effects are highly configurable for your project so that you can take advantage of the limited real estate that you have on your screen. But they can also be really frustrating when you accidentally move something that you didn't want to move and you can't figure out how to get it back to the way it was. So let's take a look at the basics of Workspaces, how to adjust them to meet your need, how to reset them when you mess something up, and how to create your own. First thing is choosing Workspaces. There are several built-in workspaces available to you, and you can see up here on the bar are some of the default ones. You have default, review, learn, small screen, standard, libraries, and then if you click on this 2 greater than signs, you'll actually get a few more that you could choose from. And each one of these is targeted for different needs. Some of them are designed to take advantage of different size screens. Other ones highlight specific aspects of the application, depending on what you're using it for. You can also get to this from the Windows menu and Workspaces, and you can see all the different workspaces available. And again, you just click on them to go to that particular workspace. I'm going to go back to the default workspace. You also have the option to then change the workspace to better meet your needs. And so here from the default workspace, it's made up of different panels, and you can tell where the panels are because there's a slightly thicker line in between all the panels. And when you hover over it, you get a resize icon. And you can then click on that and resize. You can do it on the vertical ones as well. And then if you go to an intersection, you can resize multiple ones at the same time. You can also move the panels around and move the windows within the panels to other panels. So for instance, if I want to move the effects and presets window into a different place, I would click on it and then drag it. And as I'm dragging it around, you can see how it highlights the different areas of all the different panels where I could possibly place this. And if I want to place it on the right-hand side of this panel, I would then go to that area and then let go of the mouse button and it'll drop it onto the right side of this panel now. And then I can move it and put it back onto I can move it onto the left side of this panel, and you can see now it's not part where it was before, it is off to the left. Or I could put it right back where I started, and it's now in this same panel with all the other things. But let's say that I've moved some things around and possibly accidentally did some things that I didn't expect to do, and I've messed up my display. How do I get things back to the way they were? For that, you can go up to the Windows menu and Workspace and go down to this Reset to Saved Layout. And inside the quotes, it'll be whichever workspace you are currently in. So in this case, it's default, and so it's going to be Reset Default to the Saved Layout. And when I click on that, it's going to take everything exactly back to the saved settings for that particular workspace. And so I can try again and move things around the way I want them. Within each of the panel groups, you also have some options for how the windows are displayed within that panel group. If you look here, we have 3 different windows within this particular panel group. We've got Align, Audio, and the Effects and Presets. And if I click on one, then it expands that window and I see everything within it. If I click on another one, now that window is also expanded and I've got both of those things. And then if I click on Align, now all 3 of those windows are expanded and I can see all the contents. And that might be exactly what you need. If you have a little bit tighter real estate for your window and you want to consolidate some of that, you can go up to the 3 bars and click on the panel group settings. And you can see there's an option for solo panels in stack. And if you select that, what'll happen is now when I select on a window, it'll still expand it. But when I select on a different one, it'll expand that one and collapse the other ones. So you would only ever have one of the windows within that panel expanded. And that can come in handy if you're wanting to take advantage of a smaller screen perhaps, or you just don't want to have to scroll to see all the different stuff. It could come in handy. Another option we have is how these windows are displayed within the panel. And you can see that right now they are stacked on top of each other. We have Align, we have Audio, we have Presets. So everything is in a stack here. There's also an option where you could change that to where they are displayed across the top. And if we go to that same 3 bars, panel group settings, and you can see it says stacked panel group. If we unselect that one, now what we get is more of a menu type view where they are spread across the top of here, and you can click on them and it will highlight each one in turn. So that's a preference of what works best for you. You can decide. I personally like the stacked view better, and I like it when they are only opened one at a time. So let's say now that you've gone through and you've moved some things around to the way that you want them to be, and now you want to create your own custom workspace. For that, you would go up to Window, Workspace, and you can save as new workspace. And we'll just go ahead and give that a name. And you can see now it shows up on the bar. And if we went into Workspaces, we can see that it actually is showing up in our menu here. And just as with everything else, if I end up resizing things and I move some things around and I make a big old mess of it, I can always come back up into Window and Workspace, and I'm at the test workspace. And as you can see, it's now reset my test workspace to the saved layout. I click on that and it takes it back to exactly what I had before that I had saved. The final thing I want to go through is in the Windows menu and Workspace, there is the Edit Workspaces option. And this allows you to change the order of things and move things around. You can see there's a section here for the bar, and that is going to show which workspaces are available up here in the bar. And so if I wanted my test workspace to not be up there, I could pull it down and then it would disappear from that bar. And if I had other ones that I wanted to show up in the bar, let's say that I wanted the animation one to actually show up first, I could move that here, and now the animation one shows up in the bar. So it's another tool to help you customize it. If you've got multiple views that you like to switch between, then you can put those ones up at the top of the screen and you can quickly navigate between them. I hope you found this helpful. If you have other questions, please leave those down in the comments. Thanks.